What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the Live Game episode 182. I believe we lasted longer than some popular sitcoms. This is the Aftermath Spectrum of Football. I am your co host, Marcus.
I'm the GOAT. The GOAT. Who's the greatest of all time? Yeah, undisputed. Undisputed.
Next up, we got Herman. Say what up, Herman.
Good evening.
You are a hater.
And welcome back, Brian. Say what up, Brian.
Thanks for joining us.
We ain't played this one in a while.
I'm the one selling the records. They're coming to see me. They're coming to see the Temptations. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. You.
And no Mark tonight, but we hope to have him back next week. Before we get started, I want to encourage everyone to like, share, like, share, and subscribe, especially watching on YouTube. You can catch us on Facebook in our Facebook group, The Live Game. We're on X at The Live Game 3, on Instagram at The Official The Live Game, and on TikTok at The Live Game 91. You can also catch us over on the Aboriginal Sports Network. We broadcast the same time over there as we do here. Go on over there and check those guys out. They do a little bit of everything: football, baseball, basketball. We probably got a show on right now. So go on over there and check those guys out. Aboriginal Sports Network. Week 7 is in the books. I'm not a happy camper this week. Probably won't be a happy camper next week. It's not looking good for some of us. But I guess Brian is hosting tonight. So go ahead and start us off, Brian.
All right. Again, thanks everybody for joining us. Like we always do, we're going to start with the news of the week. We'll start our first story off with Marcus.
And this story right here, especially for the haters. Y'all know who y'all are. Via the Associated Press, Jalen Hurts seems to play his best when the criticism is loudest and the Philadelphia Eagles need him most. Hurts delivered an almost flawless performance in a 28-22 victory over the Minnesota Vikings on Sunday, completing 19 of 23 passes for 326 yards and 3 touchdowns with a perfect passer rating of 158.3. So much for the naysayers who say he's not a good passer. Hurts hit A.J. Brown in stride on a beautiful throw on a 4th and 4 for a 37-yard touchdown and a 7-0 lead. He threw an even prettier deep ball to Devontae Smith for a 79-yard touchdown pass in the third quarter. Then, with the Vikings mounting a comeback trailing 21-19 and needing a stop to swing momentum in their favor, Hurts did what he does best, facing a 3rd and 13 at the Eagles' 27 with 9:09 left. Hurts escaped pressure in the pocket, scrambled to his right, and connected with Brown for a 13-yard gain near the sideline to extend the drive. He finished it off with a 28-yard strike over middle to Brown for another touchdown. It's time to give Hurts the credit he deserves. He was spectacular against the Vikings, just like he was in both of his Super Bowl appearances and both games and other big games throughout his career, says the Associated Press. So I'm not the only one that thinks that. That's for all you haters.
You are a hater.
He had one good game. All of a sudden, he's a Hall of
That's
Famer.
the whole thing I'm thinking, Herman. The whole time he's reading. Okay, one
Right.
good
He's
game.
had 50 good
Oh
games.
my gosh.
He has 50 good games.
Yeah, let's see him have the whole season.
13 before Jalen Hurts is outlandish nonsense.
Let's see him have a whole season.
I mean, the whole season last year.
See him have an MVP vote.
Right. Not one.
All right, Herman, could you give us a story that we would be interested in hearing?
Yeah, let's get to some real news now. Tampa Bay Buccaneers wide receiver Mike Evans suffered a broken collarbone during Monday night's 24-9 loss to the Detroit Lions, an injury that will sideline him for most of the remaining season, according to Coach Todd Bowles. Quote, "He'll be out mostly toward the end of the year," Bowles said of a potential timeline for Evans' return. "We'll see what happens." Evans, who also sustained a concussion, was carted to the locker room in the second quarter after the Lions cornerback Rock Ya-Sin tackled him on a deep pass from quarterback Bakerfield. Evans hit his head on the turf as he and Ya-Sin tumbled. Ya-Sin got up immediately and was uninjured. Evans was down for several seconds after the play, grimacing but motionless while Bakerfield stared in disbelief. Tight end Cade Otton, running back Rashid White, left tackle Tristan Wirfs, huddled around Evans as he was being tended to by the athletic staff, with rookie receiver Emeka Ibuku kneeling at his side. So,
It's amazing that much damage. It didn't even look that.
Oh, it-
He fell that hard.
it did.
It looked pretty bad.
The
When he
fall
did,
itself.
you could see him land on that shoulder. The shoulder.
And the head, you could see his head bounce off the turf because
Really?
when the announcers, it was Troy and they were like trying to figure out what happened. I was like, are y'all looking at the replay? Like his head bounced off the.
I mean, without the replay, it didn't look like he fell that hard.
Nah, at full speed, it looked pretty hard.
Oh yeah. I give you. Oh yeah, full speed didn't look that bad.
I thought it did. The way he hit, I thought it was pretty bad. But yeah, the bounce, you could definitely see the bounce on the replay. So speedy recovery. If you had him in fantasy, it's not your year.
I guess
Yeah,
anybody had
that dude, he just can't win.
Nah, he can't. Just came back from it and just went right back. So
Yeah, he just got back.
yeah,
that streak of 1,000-yard seasons.
yeah, that's
Changed
done.
That's
Yeah,
done.
that's done.
Yeah, I think that's Oh, it is definitely done. Yeah, unless he
Yeah,
getting
there's
1,000
no
yards
way.
like a game.
Right.
All right, the next news story I will take. Denver Broncos linebacker Dre Greenlaw was suspended 1 game by the NFL for unsportsmanlike conduct towards a referee following Sunday's win at the New York Giants. According to, whoops, I shouldn't hit that button. I don't know why my joint is acting up today. Okay. All right. According to the NFL, Greenlaw chased after referee Brad Allen and verbally threatened him as he tried to leave the field. The NFL said Greenlaw violated Rule 12, Section 3, Article 1B, which prohibits the use of abusive, threatening, or insulting language or gestures to opponents, teammates, officials, or representatives of the league. Greenlaw has 3 days to appeal his suspension under the collective bargaining agreement. If he does not appeal or the suspension is upheld, he will sit out the Broncos practices this week and Sunday's home game against the Dallas Cowboys. The suspension would also cost him a game check in the amount of $192,778. Sunday marked Greenlaw's first game with Denver as he signed a 3-year, $31.5 million contract in March. He did not play in the preseason or the first 6 games of the regular season because of a thigh injury. So we shall see. I didn't see anything today.
It has been upheld.
It has been upheld.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So he will be.
He is out.
Right. Marcus, are you okay?
Yeah.
Why you look sick? What are you doing?
I'm good.
You tired?
No, I'm good. I got distracted.
Okay. Don't do that distraction again, man. I thought you got stuck. All right, go ahead and play your little thing so we can get kicked off the radio.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
All right, so now we're going to get into the hot topics. So we got 2 hot topics that we're going to talk about. The first one has to deal with the New York Jets. Will the New York Jets win a game this year or go 0-17? The Jets' upcoming games are at the Bengals, the Browns at home, at the Patriots, at the Ravens, the Falcons at home, the Dolphins at home, at the Jaguars, at the Saints, the Patriots at home, and finally the Buffalo Bills at home. Away. Herman, we'll start you off first. What do you think? Will they go 0-17 or will they get a couple of these wins?
No, I don't think that they'll go 0-17. They're starting to make some changes now. It looks like they're going to go with Tyrod as the quarterback. They're trying to scapegoat Justin Fields on this one. But I see two games that they should win. One is the Dolphins, and the other one is the Saints. I think those should be winnable games for them. And if the Bengals aren't careful, they could get the Bengals this weekend. Even though the Bengals look pretty good coming off their victory on Thursday, but you just don't, you never know. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Dolphins because they're just garbage, and then I'm thinking Saints because we know their head coach is terrible too. So
Yeah, Herman, I agree with you. I can't imagine them going 0-17. I mean, even the games that they've lost this year, a couple of them they've been pretty competitive. I mean, they had the Broncos. I think they lost 13-10 or something like that. So they've been playing not good enough to win, but to be competitive. So somebody's going to mess up. The only reason I don't agree with the Dolphins is because I think the coach is going to be fired before then. So I think the Dolphins might be actually okay.
yeah,
I'm
they're still
looking
gonna
at
have the same quarterback.
well, we'll see about that too. You know, Tua don't make it through all through the whole season. So
That's true.
we shall see. We shall see. I'm looking at the Browns as a chance to possibly get a victory. I also think that possibly they may get a victory at the end of the season with the Bills. With the Bills doing so well, they may be sitting their starters.
I didn't think about that.
So the Jets might be able to sneak one in there right there. But I don't see much more than 2 wins on this list. But this season has been crazy, so it's hard to say. I mean, no team seems to have defenses now anymore. Everybody has offense, so we shall see. Marcus,
Everybody except for the Jets.
Oh, Marcus, do you see him going 0-17?
I would say it's almost statistically impossible. In all the years in the NFL, only one team has ever had a no-win season, and statistically, it's as impossible.
No, wasn't it 2 teams?
It's 2.
It's 2. I know one was the Lions.
Did it, and I thought the Browns did it.
Did the Browns do it too?
Somebody else did, I think.
Well, still, that's a lot of years. Only 2 teams did it. And I gotta say, they always say how hard it is to win an NFL football game. But it gotta be just as hard to lose every game. I mean, come on, you get paid millions of dollars, you're practicing every day.
So,
I mean,
7 teams have done it.
7 teams?
But you remember there's less games in the previous years. But
We're talking about like the 1940s and 50s?
Yeah, starting back in the 40s.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I mean,
In my lifetime,
modern era,
Super Bowl era.
two teams, it's Detroit and Cleveland, have gone 0-16.
Okay. Yeah.
Detroit did it in 2008, and then Cleveland did it in 2017.
Oh, that was recent too. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that was pretty recent.
So yeah, like I said, there's a couple. The Browns and the Saints. They're gonna win any of those. They should. If they're gonna win, they should be to win those. And I gotta agree with you, Brian, about the Bills. They might be sitting. They've lost quite a few in a row, and the Chiefs are winning in a row. They might have to, come last game of the season, they might have to play that game. It might mean something. So
yeah, I was gonna say, I'm thinking the Bills might have to play, and even if they don't, I don't know if the Jets can beat the Bills secondary.
Yeah, so they might have to play. So I don't know about that, but I gotta agree with Herman. The only ones I can see on this would be the Browns the Saints. The Browns and the Saints.
I had Dolphins and Saints.
Oh, you had Dolphins and Saints?
Yeah, Brian said Browns and Saints.
Oh, well, I said okay. I say Browns and Saints. I don't know about the Dolphins.
The Dolphins
have they already played? Have they already played once this year? They did, didn't they? And they lost.
I think so. I think they may have already lost.
I think that's the only Dolphins win was against the Jets.
Yeah, it might be.
Oh. So yeah, I'm gonna say no. They'll win. They'll win 1, at least 2. So Aaron Glenn will not go down to infamy as a rookie head coach with no wins.
You're assuming that Aaron Glenn's going to finish the season too.
Listen, okay, that's another conversation. But they fire Aaron Glenn, then we know what that's about. Okay,
I know, but we're talking about the Jets, man. They're
come on, but you just hired the dude, bro. How you gonna fire the dude?
And you gave him a sorry team.
Yeah. But the owner's backing them up, though. The owner does have his back. So
come on, bro. You can't fire the dude at the moment.
But look, you saw how the Patriots supposedly groomed a coach,
Jeremy,
and then the one that they really wanted became available, and you saw what they did.
But I don't care. Here's the thing: I don't think Jerry Mayo was highly coveted like Aaron Glenn was. I think Aaron Glenn was highly coveted. I think
Jerry Mayo was groomed by the Patriots for that position.
Who was he groomed? He was groomed by Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
So. Okay, but we see, and none of his coaches have ever worked out. Okay, none of his coaching tree has ever worked out.
Talking about what's his name is coaching the Patriots now.
That's not his coaching tree. That's his playing tree. He didn't coach for Bill Belichick. He played for him. Different.
Yeah.
Not the same
I
thing.
think he coached for him too.
Yeah, I think he was an assistant for him. Some type of position coach. So
Did he really?
I think he falls into that category.
He didn't just jump to head coach.
Yeah, but
he had other positions before. I know he had other positions before, but I didn't know he was in the Patriots. I didn't know he coached for the Patriots before.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be the only one, and there was a lot.
Well, all I'm saying is that when a coach becomes available that a team might fall in love with, just because they highly covet one coach doesn't mean that coach is going to last.
That's true. Especially if it's not the type of coach they really wanted anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Then they deserve to keep on losing when they do that. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I mean, like I said, you gave him a sorry team. You gave him a sorry quarterback. I mean, that if you keep switching out like that, you're never going to. You got to have some kind of consistency.
That's the thing. They never stay consistent. That's why they keep losing all the time. They just constantly change.
All right. Let's get back on topic, and we're going to do this next hot topic. In a recent interview with Broncos head coach Sean Payton, he said to the media, and we're going to play a clip of what he said, or we're not.
We are.
Okay.
And, they found a little spark with that quarterback. I was talking to John Mayer not too long ago, and I said we were hoping that change would have happened long
Marcus, you got to
after
turn
our
yours
game.
down, Marcus.
But anyway, any other questions? Sean, you're right.
So there was an echo?
Yeah.
My bad.
That's okay. This is the first time we tried it. All right. So, was this remark a compliment to Jackson Dart or a shot at Russell Wilson? So I'm going to read it again in case you couldn't hear the media. He said, they found a little spark with that quarterback. He was referencing Dart on Sunday. He said, I was talking to the Giants owner, John Mara, not too long ago, and I said, we were hoping that the change would happen long after our game. In other words, he was hoping that Russell Wilson was still the QB when they played each other. Russell took it as a shot to him and jumped on the Twitter and typed and posted that Sean Payton was classless, but not surprised. He said he didn't realize you were still bounty hunting 15 years later through the media. Now, the bounty hunting reference is when Sean Payton was the coach of the Saints and had did he get suspended for a year?
Was it a full year? He got suspended.
I think he got suspended for a year for that.
I think he did.
Yeah, for the bounty hunting in there. So what do you guys think? Do you think that he was just trying to compliment Dart? Do you think he was trying to get at Russell? Do you think he was doing both? Marcus, what do you think?
I got quite a few takes on this. I kind of feel like he was doing both. So, let's be honest. No, every team would rather see the Giants now with Russell than with Dart. I mean, because since he's took over, there's been a spark. Win or lose, there's been a spark. They playing a different energy. They're playing some very enjoyable football. It's definitely changed the culture around them. It's completely 100% different. So I believe anybody could say that. Any team that's going to play the Giants in the future could say they'd rather play with Russell as a quarterback than they would with Dart. Just common sense. Also say that it might have been intentional because I don't think they got along in Denver. I don't know exactly what happened. Wasn't there, but they didn't seem to get along too much. And I will say this about Russell. Overall, he's a good guy. He's one of the good ones. He stays out of trouble. Never in the news. Has never done anything wrong. never been in trouble with the law. So you can never take that away from Russ. He's been an exemplary role model in the NFL. However, a lot of people don't seem to like Russ. None of his old Seattle teammates seem to like him. They never stick up for him. They never stand up for him. They don't really have a good thing to say about him. You don't hear about anybody in Denver that had anything good to say about Russ. So it's not surprising that Russ and Sean Payton don't get along. So maybe it was a shot and Russ decided to shoot back, but I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. Was he justified? I don't know. It wasn't a shot. It could have been, could not have been. I mean, he probably could have left that part out, but I'll say he left it very vague. It's easy. He could easily deny it. He could easily deny. Sean Payton could easily deny he was trying to do a dig at Russell. So if it was a dig, it was a good dig because it's easily like, hey, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. You overreacted. So if it was a dig, good on Sean Payton because it's easily deniable. But could have been, could not have been. I think 50-50. It was, it wasn't. So that's my 2 cents on it.
So you're just gonna ride the fence?
Like I said, it's hard as I mean, like I said, because today Sean Payton came out and said he wasn't. And like I said, it's a very deniable.
Of course, Sean Payton's gonna say he wasn't.
Right.
It's a very. I'll put it this way: if it was a dig, it was very passive aggressive, very very passive aggressive. And like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a dig. Like I said, no former teammates of Russ seem to like Russ for whatever reason. So, yeah, that's my 2 cents.
I when I first heard the comments, I just took it at its face value. I didn't even think about Russell Wilson, to be honest with you, when I first heard the comments. It was afterwards when the people were discussing it and then brought up the fact that Russ had tweeted that it sparked my memory like, oh, okay. Now I kind of see it, as maybe possibly a dig. But on its surface in me, I thought that he was just trying to compliment Mara on the quarterback that they drafted. You have to understand, too, that Sean Payton has ties with the Giants. That's where he got his coaching roots from. He started with the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
So he's been close to that with them for a long time. So again, initially I thought he was just, saying, hey, good job in picking a rookie quarterback. He looks like he's going to be the one for you guys. It felt like to me, Russ was just being a little too sensitive. Normally, Russ, you don't hear nothing about Russ. Like Marcus said, Russ is a good guy. He's a good father. He's a role model. A little corny sometimes, but overall, he's a pretty, good dude. With Marcus, I said, I don't understand too why his teammates. I don't know what he does, but something behind the scenes, like you said, a lot of his teammates don't like him. Most of the people from the Legion of Doom don't like him and still talk stuff about him and basically blame him for like ruining that team.
Marshawn don't like him.
Yeah, Marshawn. It is kind of funny. A lot of people don't like him, but I kind of understand too why Russ is a little sensitive because when Sean Payton was coaching him, he benched Russ because Russ didn't want to give up his insurance contract policy. So he had like an insurance policy that if he got hurt, he was going to get paid a certain amount. The Broncos wanted him to drop that out, and when he refused, he got benched. So there is some tension in between, but truthfully, on this particular situation, I think that Sean Payton was just trying to compliment Jackson Dart and the Giants for drafting him. Herman, how do you feel?
Come on, y'all. Come on. This is the most calculated shot that you could take against someone because he made it look so passive aggressive. First of all, let's just think about coaches in general, right? We've seen coaches hold press conferences and they talk about having to play a player that we know is trash. Everybody in the media knows trash. The head coach of the NFL football team will find something to praise that guy on, right? And they specifically praise that person. Okay, so Sean Payton goes into this interview and he's praising Jackson Dart. But at the very end, he gets that inclination to throw that shot, which was, I wish they had made that change after we played them, which meant wish we had to play your sorry quarterback that you got sitting on the bench. That's what that translates to. And then he worded it so he played it. Oh, that's not what I meant. But can you think back to any other time that you've seen or heard a head coach say anything quite like that? Like, I wish we had got to play their backup quarterback or whoever before they made that change. I've never heard a head coach say that before. Sean Payton is not a man who doesn't think about what he said. He's one of the genius NFL offensive minds in the NFL. So he's calculating. We know this. This was a clear cut, definitely a compliment to Jackson Dart, but he tried to hide the beef with Russ under that compliment, and it didn't work because Russ saw right through it.
So you think that Sean Payton truly cares or has feelings about Russell Wilson anymore? You really think he focuses on Russ?
It's not a focus on him, but he literally.
I can't see Sean Payton caring about Russell Wilson because he's no longer on his team. Unless he's playing against him, I can't really see him.
Sure he could. It's not about caring because he knew exactly what he was doing. You can't say. I wish we had got to play your team, or I wish your team had made that switch after we played y'all. Like that specifically is saying that. Wait, no, listen, that's specifically saying that if Russ had been your quarterback, we would have beat y'all. Like that's what
they did beat him.
Well, they did beat him.
They did beat him.
Still beat him.
Barely.
Hey, it's still a dub.
I mean, they gave up 34 points in the fourth quarter. Now, that's like an NFL record.
Yeah, but that's a collapse of the Giants. Not
but the point is that the last part of that comment was not necessary.
Well, and then again, Herman, you have to understand this is in context to him having a conversation with a friend. He was talking to the owner of the Giants. He was just reminiscent, just telling, "Hey, this is what I was trying to say."
Yeah,
hey,
but you don't put that out in the media. You know, and he didn't just let it slip. It was a dig.
No, ew, okay.
Okay, think about what I said. Now, okay, y'all already played the Giants and y'all won. Command played the Giants and we won as well. You got to be honest. You would much rather play the Giants you already played than the Giants now.
Yes.
We played. They had Dart in on some series when we played them.
Yeah, but not like that.
Not like that. Dart
and Scatterboo. I don't even know if he played in that game.
Y'all act like the Giants are world beaters now.
They're not, but they're fun to watch. They are fun to watch.
They're not a much better team.
They definitely have a spark. But we're getting off topic because the bottom line is no coach in the NFL. Can you give me another instance where a coach has said anything like this? And I'm pretty.
Yeah, we kind of on the spot now.
I'm guaranteeing you though that you probably can't. Because NFL coaches always take the high road. We know this. Now, had a player said it, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. But this was coming from a head coach.
Somewhat innocent to me. I mean, again,
because that's what he wanted.
I feel like y'all are reaching to try to find something wrong with what he said. I just seemed like he was just trying to give Dart a compliment to me.
No, man. By implying that with your backup quarterback, you wouldn't have had a chance.
Well, he didn't. You're taking that leap. You're taking that leap.
So tell me what it means. What did it mean?
It means the Giants are different now. The Jackson started.
Dart is good. Yeah, Jackson Dart is good, is what he's saying.
And your backup.
You can't say the Giants aren't different.
Well, most backups aren't good. Most backups aren't good.
That's
do you think that the Ravens? Do you think that the Ravens are excited to start? What's his name?
Did you hear any team come out this week and the last couple of weeks and say, "Well, you know, the Ravens are a great team. We're just fortunate that we get them now while Lamar Jackson's not in." Did you hear any coaches say that?
Well, no, but
they
might. But you know, they're
did they say it?
But you know, they're thinking it. But they're thinking it.
But they didn't say it. But the key is they didn't say it. So that's
they haven't played them yet. Maybe they say it after the fact.
No, but that's how you know this was a dig. It was a calculated dig made to look totally innocent.
Well, he fooled me because I felt it was innocent.
He ain't fooled me. I feel like it was a
so when you first heard it, did you already know the controversy or did you just hear it off the book?
I already knew that they had problems when Russ was in
Right, but
was in
did you put two and two together on your own?
It made me turn my head like, what?
Okay.
Because it's kind of like I said, it's the implication that you're making.
Right.
I don't know. By the time I heard of it, the controversy was already there, so I heard it in the context of the controversy. So
Nah, it was kind of just like, oh, that was an interesting thing to say. And like you said, he may have been. He in fact, you said that he was just recounting a conversation he had with a friend. That to me is more of the cover that he tried to use.
Well, I mean, the friend is the owner of the.
I
Giants.
know, but what I'm
He was
saying,
just
no,
hey, good job,
right? But what I'm saying is that he tried to make it seem like it was innocent because all he was doing was talking about a conversation he had with the owner of the Giants, like it was just an innocent thing. Head coaches just don't say things that imply, because they don't ever want to give bulletin board material, even though they'd already played them. Okay, but head coaches always think through what they're going to say, and Sean Payton knew that this was going to cause some type of controversy. And he knew it was a deal.
So, do you think if Russ didn't say anything, do you think it would have been a controversy?
Yeah, I think somebody would have picked it up. Some people would have started to talk
But
about
you're
it.
not disappointed in Russ for this? You don't think this is beneath him?
At this point, everybody's piling on Russ. Like everybody is. And
You think he's just fed up and he's just like, I'm
yeah, he is. Because of the implication was there.
now I'm telling you what happened. He was sitting at home watching TV with Sierra, and that press conference came up, and Sierra was like, "You gonna let him talk about you like that?" She did a Jada on him.
I think he's tired of being walked all over in the media and in the news. That's what I think it is.
Who doing all that yelling?
Amber! I'm doing my show. Please be quiet.
Mute your mic and then yell at him.
I don't know what that mute button is. All right, that was actually a pretty good hot topic. That one was pretty good. I like the video. We're starting to get professional.
Wow.
All right, so let's get into these games that we picked last week. The first game we're going to start off with was the Thursday night game. The Pittsburgh Steelers played the Cincinnati Bengals with Joe Flacco starting his first game. The Bengals won 33-31. Flacco was 31 of 47 for 342 yards and 3 touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers was 23 of 34. He did throw 4 touchdowns, but he also threw 2 picks and only 249 yards. Leading rushers for the Steelers was Warren. He ran for 127 yards on 16 carries. Chris Brown was 11 carries for 108 yards. Leading receivers was a tight end for the Steelers, Freiermuth, 5 receptions, 2 touchdowns, 111 yards. And Jamar Chase, 16 receptions, 161 yards, and a touchdown. This game was pretty crazy. It was shocking how well Flacco was throwing the ball, but I don't know if it's just because Jamar Chase is just that dude, or if they actually just have that, that spark already after like maybe 2 or 3 practices.
Yeah.
Nonetheless,
I said, yeah.
I think it's because Jamar Chase is just there.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking a little bit more too. But we'll start it off with you, Herman. Who did you pick?
Well, I picked the Steelers in this one. It's funny though, because going into this game, I actually had a little confidence in the Bengals, and because I told Darian we were talking about fantasy, and I said, Darian, Chase is back. He said, "What Jamar?" I said he got Flacco. I said he's gonna be back this week, and he was back big time. But they had to gain some type of chemistry because you gotta, But he definitely fed him the football. I mean, Flacco was 10 times better than Browning was.
20 times better.
Well, yeah, but it was just, and the thing was, I think that the biggest thing was, and maybe this was the big difference, was the Bengals were aggressive on offense.
Yeah,
The play calling was aggressive. They were playing not to lose with Browning and losing, but they just went out there and said, you know what, we just gonna play, and they trusted the veteran. But I did pick the Steelers and got this one wrong. Roethlisberger's still looking good. He's looking way better than I expected him to look.
You talking about?
I'm sorry, I said Roethlisberger. Rodgers. Wow. Rodgers is looking way better than I thought or expected him to look. So I did pick the Steelers, and I got this wrong. It was a good game though. Good back and forth. Good scoring.
It was a really good game, and I'm surprised. I was shocked. I thought the Steelers were going to win this game. I did not see the Bengals putting up that offensive onslaught against that Steelers defense with Flacco just coming in after a week. And I was shocked. I thought that he wasn't going to do as well as Browning. I thought the Bengals. I didn't think it was a good decision. I thought that Browning had a little more maneuverability. I thought that Flacco was just going to be sitting in there in the pocket, just getting crushed like he was in Cleveland. But it was a great game. It was fun to watch. I'm glad I didn't have to play Jamar in fantasy this week. I did pick up Flacco in one of our leagues just in case. But I was with you, Herman. I picked the Steelers, and I did pick this one wrong. And I don't even know if you could say it was because it was a rivalry game, between the two AFC East, AFC North teams, because they don't look like the AFC North team. So, but it was a good game. Yeah. So, but you were right, Herman. They were very aggressive on offense. The defense actually played good. And daggone T. Higgins, boy, he lucky I won my fantasy team because that dude caught that ball and slid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, fool, get in that end zone. I don't care about you winning or losing. I need them fantasy points. But luckily, I did get my victory. So, Marcus, who did you have?
Yeah, I also picked the Steelers. Just like you guys, I wasn't expecting that to happen. Even though I probably should have. It's a rivalry game, division game. I got two takes from this game. Number one, when you're a defensive coordinator, and this goes for both teams, you're a defensive coordinator, and nothing you do seems to work. Like, what do you say? I'm like, and the coach is like, hey, what are we going to do? I don't know, coach. I tried everything. I don't know what to do. Because there was no defense at all in these games. Both teams, this was going to be a whoever had the ball last type of game. And both of these teams just going up and down the field. It's just, I was just shocked the way Flacco was just walking there and did that. I got to admit that was amazing. Absolutely an amazing performance by him. And then my second take is, I don't know if it was an offensive tackle or whatever it is, but homeboy, obviously, you have to spend a lot of time with Aaron Rodgers. You should know better.
I forgot about that.
To tackle him after the celebration. You're not that dude. You can't do that. I don't know why you thought that you could do that. I don't know what was going through. You're a little bit too excited. Calm down, and hopefully the next quarterback will be the type of dude that you can do that with. But not Aaron Rodgers. Plus he old, man. Come on. Why are you gonna tackle your big ass gonna tackle your old 40-something-year-old quarterback on the ground?
Yeah.
And then,
wasn't a good idea.
Yeah,
but at the same
he might not even. Aaron Rodgers probably don't even know your name. Okay, so I don't even know why.
But look, as Rodgers, you gotta be a little careful to get to your offensive lineman.
Mm-hmm.
He's there to protect.
Yeah, he was, but Aaron was pissed. He's like,
he was pissed. I know, but he was mad. But yeah, that was funny.
It was funny. All right, the next game we're going to talk about is the
Rams at the Jags.
I don't know what is wrong with my
Rams
internet.
Jags.
The Rams at the Jags. Yeah, I'm just waiting so I can give you the scores.
You can have more than one. You can bring it all up.
It's not you.
I do. It was set up. It was already set up. I don't know what happened. Where it went away.
ESPN
the
is
Rams
having problems.
dominated this game. Okay, they dominated this game 35-7. It wasn't really much of a game to watch. The Jags didn't even score their touchdown until the fourth quarter. Lawrence did throw 23 times. He completed 23 out of 48
Too many.
for 296 yards and a touchdown. Stafford was 21 of 33 for only 182 yards, but he also threw 5 touchdowns.
That's crazy.
Williams, the running back, had 12 carries for 54 yards, and Etienne Jr. had 8 carries for 44 yards. Leading receiver was actually Travis Hunter for the for the Jaguars. 8 receptions for 101 yards and a touchdown. Welcome to the NFL.
Right.
For the Rams, for the Rams, it was tight end Parkinson. He had 3 receptions for 47 yards. In this particular game, I did pick the Rams. It was an onslaught. The Jags just did not seem like they were ready to play. I don't know if it was because it was overseas or
They were there last week.
Yeah, and they're always there. I mean, that's like their other home stadium, but it just looked bad. What is the wide receiver for the Jags? The Brian
Thomas Jr.
Thomas, yeah. He's so wishy-washy right now. Not the same receiver as last year. It just not good. Just not good. And then the defense didn't even show up in this game. So I picked the Rams. I did get this one right. Marcus, who did you have?
Yeah, I picked my Super Bowl pick, the Rams. Like I said, it wasn't much of a game at all. And Trevor Lawrence, I'm pretty sure he was on somebody's list last week. You see what happened? He got smoked by a real quarterback. I picked the Rams, and I was right.
Herman.
Yeah, I picked the Jags in this one. I feel like the Jags, they don't have an offensive identity. They finally got Hunter involved in the offense, but it's like they just didn't show up at all. And they had already been over there. I think they've probably been over there partying too much. Because like I think the Rams only showed up like a couple days before the game, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think they even went over for the week, if I'm not mistaken.
And they have to fly much farther, and they have the time difference is much different.
Yeah, so it was just I don't know. I don't know what Jacksonville's doing, but I feel like they lost 2 in a row now. I think.
Yeah.
They need to get some.
Did they win last week? I think they won last week.
They won last week. You're right. That was the Chiefs game, wasn't it?
No, they won the Chiefs game.
Yeah.
Right. They won that game. That was last
week.
Yeah. Okay. So, but yeah, when I watch them play, I don't know. I just don't see an identity. You run the football, you throwing. I mean, this game they had to throw because they were behind the whole game, and then their wide receivers is just like they're not trying to specifically feed a wide receiver. Like, I think you might have Hunter who could be that wide receiver. Maybe he needs to stop playing defense, but of course he's not going to. But I don't think he's playing that much defense anyway. Where he's almost like Dion was, but flipped. Remember Dion played mostly defense and then came in on offense? Yeah. He's flipped. He's playing mostly offense and comes in on defense every now and then. But, yeah, I picked this one wrong along with Mark. He picked this one wrong too. But we had the Jags, and they lost.
Who did Mark have on the first game?
He had the Steelers too.
Okay, so we all went to Steelers. Yeah. Okay. All right, next game we're going to talk about is the Indianapolis Colts at the Los Angeles Chargers. Colts took this one 38-24. Daniel Jones, the current MVP, 22 of 34, 2 touchdowns for 288 yards. Justin Herbert, my man, 37 of 55, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks, 420 yards passing. I was playing your son, Herman. He had Mahomes. Mahomes put up like 56. Herbert put up like 70. So
that's crazy, man. It's the completions. That's crazy. It's 400 yards. Yeah. That's gonna put you over the top for real.
Leading rushers. Jonathan Taylor had a game. 16 carries for 94 yards, 3 touchdowns. Leading rusher was Justin Herbert, 6 carries, 31 yards. Not good. Not good. especially when you're a Harbaugh-led team.
Yeah.
Leading receivers was the tight end for the Chargers, Gadsden. He has 7 receptions for 164 yards and a touchdown. And Pierce for the Colts had 5 receptions for 98 yards. Marcus, who did you have in this one?
I'm riding that blue Kool-Aid. I took the Colts. Even though I was riding the powder blue Kool-Aid as well, I just felt like the Colts are more of a consistent team. I mean, they're 6-1, and the Chargers, they haven't been as consistent lately. They've definitely fallen off a little bit since they started. 55 attempts, even though they were behind most of the time. That's just too many. I consider that like a team stat more than a quarterback stat because you had to pass that much because wasn't nobody else doing anything. So I picked the Colts and I was right. Chargers better get together. With the Chiefs getting it together. You need to you got to, and the Broncos are looking good. So y'all better get it together. Fight for that wild card spot.
Herman.
Yeah, I had the Chargers in this one. Very disappointed in their performance. They've dropped a few, but the one advantage though, they're still undefeated in the division, I believe. So they're still up a little bit on them. So they're still right there in the hunt for the division title. But again, Herbert can't be your leading rusher and throwing 55 times. It's just not going to be a recipe to win a game. And then your tight end is your leading receiver. Wow, 164 yards to your tight end. I mean, that means there was probably a lot of dump offs and right past the line of scrimmage.
And again, they were trying to come back in this game too.
They were. Yeah, they were. It wasn't. Yeah, they couldn't run the ball. I'll agree with you on that one. It was they never got into position to run the football, but they got to be able to start faster. It's more impressive what the Colts are doing than really to talk about the Chargers in this one because the Colts just hands down beat them. And I can tell you now, I didn't see this coming from the Colts at all. MVP candidate Daniel Jones. If we had said that at the beginning of the year as an outrageous prediction, you'd be on track right now.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. But I picked the Chargers, and I did get this one wrong. I don't know if I'll be picking against the Colts again this season. Do the Colts play the Chiefs? It might be the only game. It might be the only game I pick against them. Because right now, they're 6-1. They got the best record in the NFL.
And shout out to the new owner, man. She
I love what
shout out to her, man.
Yeah, she's on the field. She's pumping up the players. She's embracing the game, and I think that's important for the Colts because you had a owner who he had his demons going on. Probably wasn't paying as much attention to the team maybe as he should have been and could have been. So she's taking a completely opposite approach. She is hands-on, involved, and I love it. And people that were giving her all this BS about what she shouldn't be doing, they need to go sit down in a corner somewhere and shut up. It's her team. She can do what she wants. She's not meddling. I think she's truly learning the game.
Yeah, she's learning
everything about it. And it's a beautiful thing. The NFL honestly should be promoting this more because the NFL went through their whole big campaign and spiel that they were doing with women into NFL and being fans of the NFL and everything a couple of years ago. They need to jump back on that right now, and she should be leading that front.
Right now, she probably I say she could be the face of the owners right now.
She could be, in all honesty, and show that women have a place in the NFL and at every level of it.
All right, I picked the Chargers in this one also. I did pick this one wrong. This was kind of a thinking like, okay, the Colts can't be this good, they're going to come down eventually. This is the Colts are like the Vikings of last season, okay, come back to earth. You're not this good. You got Sam Darnold. He's not that great, but the Colts
Daniel Jones, you mean?
No. I mean Sam Darnold.
Oh, you mean okay.
But Daniel Jones is doing it. I don't know what they put in his Kool-Aid or his coffee, but he's running this offense, and I mean they're running the ball, they're playing defense, they're doing all three phases well.
So that's what happens when you get on a well-run team.
yeah,
That's what,
yeah.
Well, some of this
Yeah.
stems too from last year, the things he learned from being on in Minnesota.
Okay.
He
Yeah.
Wait,
learned-
who was in Minnesota? He was in Minnesota?
Mhm.
Yeah.
He was back up
Oh.
in Minnesota, and
Okay.
and he learned, because they were talking about this. He learned some things about his footwork and things like that, and it shows you. I'm sorry to cut you off, but it just shows you that the Giants coaching staff they suck. They suck.
Which one? I mean, because he had like 3. of them.
Dayball. I'm gonna put it on Dayball because he was brought in to fix Daniel Jones, and you see he didn't.
Well, they went to the playoffs. Remember his first year?
With Dayball,
Yeah.
no, he still didn't fix him.
He
He wasn't doing this.
wasn't doing
Yeah,
it.
he definitely wasn't doing this.
Yeah, but I was a little disappointed in the Chargers defense, letting them run all over them like that. It was just a tough game, and like Herman said, Chargers should have a stronger running game. I don't care what you're doing. You need to be able to run that ball. Your quarterback who's not a runner should not be leading you in rushing. So
Especially with a Harbaugh-led team like that, too.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Harbaugh is known for that, So
Yeah.
it was a little disappointing, but you got to give it to the Colts. I mean, like Herman said, they won this game. All right, the next game we are going to talk about are the 49ers at the Falcons. Was this Monday night?
Yes.
This was
No,
Monday
it
night.
was
Sorry,
Sunday night.
Sunday night.
Sunday night. The Falcons were not competition for the Niners at home. Niners won 20-10. Leading quarterback, Matt Jones, 17 of 26 for 152 yards. He did throw one INT. Penix Jr., 21 of 38, 1 touchdown, 241 yards. Leading rusher. Now, this is a stat. Bijan Robinson had 14 carries for only 40 yards. McCaffrey, on the other hand, had 24 carries for 129 yards and 2 touchdowns. Leading receiver was also McCaffrey for the Niners. He had 7 receptions for 72 yards. And Darrell Mooney, for the wide receiver for the Falcons, had 3 receptions for 66 yards. Herman, who'd you pick in this one?
So in this one, I have too much faith in the Falcons. I thought coming
Well,
off
I mean, they just beat the Bills, so
Yeah, I know you're right. That's what I was gonna say. Coming off that big win against the Bills, and I had a lot of confidence in them. I think part of the problem, and I don't think they tried to get their running game going as much as they probably should have tried a little bit harder. I know the 49ers are a good run defense team, but they were in this game the whole game. It never got where it was a blowout or they weren't within striking distance. And Bijan only 14 carries for 40 yards. You gotta, and then Penix threw for 38 times. You gotta bring that 38 down and get those carries up for Robinson. And then you gotta get what's his name? The other running back, Algier. You gotta get that 1-2 punch going. That's how they beat the Bills. When they beat the Bills. Robinson had a huge game that game. Go back to leaning on that. On the flip side, the 49ers, they're the walking wounded, but they found a way to get it done. They went to old reliable. That's what they did. They went to McCaffrey. I think Mac Jones is showing to all of us and proving to all of us. Brock Purdy, who?
Okay, hold on, calm down. He was 17, 26, 152 yards on the interception.
He's winning. Shanahan is plugging in a quarterback and doing what they do. Brock Purdy is not what everybody was trying to make him out to be before. It's just not. And Mac Jones. Where was Mac Jones last year?
backing up he was a Jaguars backup.
Yeah. Matt Jones. When was the last time Matt Jones started a game before these last couple?
When he was in New England.
Huh?
Yeah,
When he was in New England.
Yeah, he might have started a game last year for the Jags because what's his name probably got hurt.
Yeah,
but
it wasn't good if he did. It wasn't good.
I just think that, and if you probably go back, I could probably go back and look at Purdy's numbers when he has played. They've been similar. So
That's the haters.
it's not. It's facts. These are facts.
It's
How many
facts.
Super Bowls? How many Super Bowls?
These are
Purdy been to?
facts. These are facts.
How many Super Bowls? What does Purdy have? 0.
Yeah.
Yeah, how many has it been to?
It's not. Oh, we do participation trophies.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Hey, boy, to be a Super Bowl winner, you got to be somebody. To be a
Jim
Super Bowl
Kelly-
winner, you got to be
Jim
somebody.
Kelly Jim Kelly's the best quarterback in the NFL. He's the GOAT.
He in the Hall of Fame. He in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
the
Well,
GOAT.
Brock Purdy won't be there.
I can't argue that. Can't argue that.
Yeah. So I picked Atlanta. I got this one wrong, but I think Atlanta will bounce back. Atlanta's really got a chance right now that they need to take advantage of
Yeah,
when it comes to the NFC South.
because
Yeah.
Tampa Bay is like the walking wounded right now.
Yes,
So,
they definitely are.
Marcus, who'd you have?
You know, like Herman, Atlanta hyped me up with the win over Buffalo. San Francisco, like we said, is the walking wounded. I thought they would go in there and win. However, I was wrong. San Francisco did what they normally do, and they won it out. My only takeaway from this game is I love Sunday Night Football. I love Chris, whatever his name is, and the other guy, Cosworth, and the other guy. But man, they decide they're gonna stay on one topic the whole game and just wear it out. Like,
Yeah.
how much are you going to be on Bijan Robinson and Chris McCaffrey's nuts? I mean, come on, y'all doing too much. I mean, they're talking like they got a man crush all night. Bijan Robinson, Chris McCaffrey. Oh, they worked out the offseason. There's other people on that field. I'm just saying, there's other people on that field. Come on, y'all.
It's what they do.
Let's get one or two topics. Let's just not do one topic and then wear it out all night. I mean, come on. But yeah, I picked the Falcons, and I was wrong.
Herman, who did Mark have? The Niners?
Mark had Mark had the Falcons also.
Damn. What a lone wolf this joint. Damn it. And don't ask me why, because I did like with Herman, I was like, man, I said the Falcons are hot right now. I said the Niners are the wounded warriors, and they ain't really got all their pieces. I knew that Kittle was coming back, but I was like, I don't know if Kittle's enough.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I just went with the Niners because they were at home.
Yeah, that gave me pause too. Like, they're at home. Maybe I should pick the Niners, but the Falcons was just so high. I couldn't do that. Yeah.
I mean, that was a good win
I
against the Bills.
did pick the Niners, huh?
That was a good win.
win against the Bills. Yeah, that was a good win.
It definitely was.
But I did pick the Niners in them. And I mean, like you said, Herman, they just went to old reliable. They said, McCaffrey, you're going to win this game for us. We're going to either win this game or you're going to be injured for the season and out. We're just
Basically.
we're just going to call up shop. That's it.
Yep.
So they wore him out, and he lit it up. So I did pick the Niners. I did pick this one right. All right, next game we're going to talk about are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Detroit Lions. Detroit took them to the woodshed, 24-9. Bakerfield was 28 of 50. Let me say that again. Bakerfield was 28 of 50 for 228 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Jared Goff was 20 of 29 for 249 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Jahmyr Gibbs had a game, 17 carries, 2 touchdowns, 136 yards. I think one of them was like a 78-yarder or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
White had 10 carries for 38 yards. Leading receivers, Amon-Ra St. Brown, 6 receptions, 86 yards and a touchdown. And Caden Otten, the tight end for the Buccaneers, had 7 receptions for 65 yards. In this particular game, I pick the Lions. The Lions are showing that they are the Lions. I know some of us on this staff felt like they wouldn't do the things that they're doing because they have new coordinators, but I think that's been dispelled down.
I don't.
But the Lions put on a display, and like I said, with all the injuries that's piling up on Tampa, Baker's good. Baker was in the MVP conversation a week ago, but he needs help. Marcus, who'd you have?
Yeah, I picked the Lions. I didn't think the Lions were going to lose 2 in a row. I thought they could make a comeback win here. And like I said, Buccaneers were really hurt. Mike Evans has just came back. So they got a lot of injuries, and at some point, as great as it is, you're gonna lose. You're not gonna be able to just keep winning those close games. They got blown out here. Detroit did what Detroit do. They were a bully again this week. They do what they do best, and I picked them, and I was right.
All right, Herman. Try to tell me why the Lions aren't back.
Well, I picked the Lions to win this game, and the only reason I picked the Lions to win this game really is because of the injuries on the Bucs. I didn't even know that Evans was actually coming back this game, but I'm not impressed with the Lions, and I'll continue to say that I'm not impressed with the Lions. I feel like if Tampa had been at full power, this would have been a completely different game. They were basically without their top three wide receivers and their starting running back.
What's that got to do with the defense?
What, the Bucs defense?
Yeah, they gave up 379 yards
because they were on the field the whole time.
What's time of
come on now, we've had this conversation.
Well, it was about 2 minutes, 28 minutes and 21 seconds to 31 minutes and 39 seconds.
That's a long 3 minutes.
That's 3 minutes.
It's a long 3 minutes. So I mean, I'm just calling it like I see it. I think it's time that we remove 3 letters from that we've been putting in front of Baker Field's name. We would no longer be calling him.
Hold on.
He was terrible last night.
Yeah, I agree.
Every ball he threw was high.
In that conversation.
He's no longer in that conversation.
Yeah, I'm not ready to pull him out yet.
I'm totally pulled out of that conversation.
I disagree.
Did you watch the game?
I did.
Did you see how many high throws he?
I saw. Yes, there were a lot of high. There were a lot of high throws.
Yeah, he played terrible.
Yeah. One game does not throw out the conversation.
Yeah, it does.
No,
it does.
Well, actually, it does. It actually does.
It threw Dak out of the conversation that one year.
Yeah, he can work his way back in.
And that was later in the season.
Right now,
Yeah, right now, he's not in the conversation. He's just not. But I'll give a little bit of kudos to Detroit. They won a home game like they should have won a home game. I mean, they had the home field advantage. Other than that, not that impressed.
You know what, Brian?
They can get got.
I think Herman used to date some girl from Detroit that broke his heart. That's what's going on.
No, Detroit can just get got.
he got some kind of bias against Detroit.
I'm trying to tell you, they can get got.
Some girl from Detroit broke his heart.
Their secondary is hurt, but the Bucs couldn't take advantage of it because they had no wide receivers to take advantage of it with.
Yeah.
So. We'll see if they
actually both two wives. Well, Evans and the rookie came back, Igabua or whatever.
Yeah, but when Evans went out,
played too.
But he was coming back off. He wasn't 100% either. And then Godwin, he came back one game, I think, and he's been out since that. So, but
I didn't even know he came back to one.
Yeah, I think he played like one game. Kudos to the Bucs. I mean to Detroit though. But they can get got.
You are a hater.
Thank you.
All right. Final game we're going to talk about was the second Monday night game at 10 o'clock, which I'm sure neither one of y'all watched.
I did. I was up for that.
Texans.
I fell asleep.
Okay. Houston Texans got beat by the Seattle Seahawks by the tune of 27-19. Wasn't really much of a contest, to be honest. Seahawks pretty much ran this game the whole time. Lead quarterbacks, Sam Darnold was 17 out of 31, had a touchdown, and he did have a pick. CJ Stroud, 23 of 49, one touchdown, one pick, 229 total yards. Neither one of these teams really ran that well. Kenneth Walker ran 17 times for 66 yards, and CJ Stroud was a leading receiver for the Texans. I'm leading rusher. I'm sorry. 2 carries for 25 yards. 2 carries for 25 yards, and you're leading your team in rushing.
What is going on?
Leading receivers, you got to give it up there. That's Smith and Jigba. 8 receptions, 123 yards and a touchdown. And Dalton Schultz, the tight end for the Texans, had 9 receptions for 98 yards. Herman, who'd you have in this one?
Man, there was no way I was picking the Texans. I had Seattle in this one. Seattle, first of all, they were home. And then two names. JSN, he is a beast. This dude, wide receiver, they don't talk about him a lot, it don't seem like. But he's a beast. I got him on my fantasy team. I think he's on my keeper team, too. And Walker usually puts up more numbers than that. But on the flip side, it's what's going on in Houston.
They don't have an offensive line.
Yeah, but they haven't improved that. They didn't have an offensive line last year and didn't improve it.
And then they had one the year before that.
Right. And then their running back, who they want as their starter is what you call it, used to be with Cincinnati.
Yeah, he's hurt.
Yeah, he's hurt. But then I guess if your O-line ain't no good because you're not running Chubbs, because they got Chubb, and they're not running, they got another guy too, I forget what his name is, but
Woody Marks.
Yeah. I don't see their head coach making it next year.
Doing it already?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be back next year. He's in his third year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there's been no improvement. Like, in fact, they're going downhill because if I'm not mistaken, in their first year they went to the playoffs.
Yeah,
they went last 2 years. So they went to the playoffs last year.
They went last year.
They won the division last
year.
So
they went last year. Then they didn't win it. They didn't go the year before, did they?
They won. Yeah, they won 2 years.
They won 2 years.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, he'll be gone. They're regressing.
They're definitely regressing.
You know the NFL.
They're not going to win their division. It doesn't seem like this year.
No, they're definitely not going to win their division. I picked them to win the division because who thought that anybody was going to challenge Houston for the division this year?
Yeah,
and let alone the Colts.
Definitely not the Colts.
Titans are a dumpster fire. We knew that going in that they were a dumpster fire.
Right. And the Jags are always a question mark.
Yeah, they were always a question mark because they don't know how to finish a season. But you're right now. Is Stroud still on his rookie quarterback? His rookie contract?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're wasting a rookie contract right now. And then I guess the one plus is you're not going to have to necessarily pay him as high because he ain't performing. So you got to get this dude some protection, man. I don't know that the head coach is going to be back next year with this type of regression. They're terrible.
I mean, there was one play. As soon as Stroud got the ball, somebody was sacking him.
Yeah.
I mean, he just ran straight through the line.
Like you got to address that O-line.
The tackles went inside or outside. He went the wrong way, and dude went right at Stroud. Stroud had no chance at all. It was bad.
Yeah, I just, and again, because of who their coach is, they don't get long opportunities in the NFL to be head coaches.
Yeah, and I mean, the Seahawks did put up some points, but it was mainly because the defense was on the field most of the game. Mm-hmm. I mean, on this one, the time of possession was in favor. 32 minutes and 17 seconds to 27 minutes and 43 seconds.
It's only 5 minutes.
So. Long 5 minutes. Long 5 minutes.
That's like the whole quarter in the NFL. How did you fellas do this week?
Ooh.
I went 4-2. 4-2.
No, I was like 3-3, I think. If that, look, wrong.
You don't got Mark's, do you?
Yeah, I have his. Me and Mark, we'll see.
I mean, it's not.
Yeah, I think more like 2 and 4. I think we both were. That's bad. Anyway.
Okay. Yeah, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. It's tough this year. It's tough.
Yeah, it's hard picking this year,
good
man.
Teams that you think are gonna be good. Yeah,
they don't show up.
Nobody seems to have defense anymore. I mean, it's just nuts. It's just nuts.
I think
this team's gonna win.
I've never gotten this far in the season and had a losing record like this. Like I'm 15-20-1 for the season.
Wow, I had to go back and total mine and see, but yeah,
I've never gotten this far.
I'm not looking forward to it. Like I'm in a pick'em league. We pick the games every week. Man, I usually stay in the top 10 the last couple years. I think I'm in the 20s this year. Like I don't have no chance of winning the overall total prize.
It's hard. It's hard.
This is just a hard season this year.
I mean, Carolina is beating teams in the left and right. I mean, Chicago.
Right.
Chicago's on a win streak. I mean,
yeah.
All right, that was a good show. Let's get our final thoughts, and then we'll get.
Hold on, bro.
Bro,
we gotta pick some games next week.
You're not picking the games for this week.
No, that's it. It's 9:00. It's time to go. Y'all took too long.
Whatever.
All right. We'll go over these games real quick. All right, so the next game for the next week. The first game is tomorrow. It is the Minnesota Vikings, 3-3 Minnesota Vikings at the 4-3 Chargers. The Chargers are giving up 2.5 in this game. The predictor has the Chargers winning by 60%. What say you, Marcus? Who gets this game?
Yeah, I'm gonna say the Chargers. I'm gonna have some faith in the Chargers this week, and because the Vikings aren't that good this year, so they're at home. Let's get a running game going and stop having Herbert throwing so much. I'm gonna pick the Chargers.
Yeah, I agree with you, Marcus. I think the Chargers will get this one. The Vikings still have quarterback issues, and I don't see those being resolved at all this season. And if the Chargers can run the ball and keep the Vikings defense on the field for a little while, they'll eventually get tired and they'll be able to put up some points. Herman, who you got?
Do we have any faith that the Vikings can run, that the Chargers can run the ball?
No.
Like I don't have any faith in the Chargers because I had faith in them last week. You know what I mean?
Just remember who the Vikings quarterback is.
So McCarthy's
who is
not coming
Vikings
back
quarterback?
this week?
I don't
No.
think so.
Yeah, give me the Chargers. I'm gonna just roll with y'all, so I ain't long.
Did Mark send out his picks or
Not yet, no.
Mark? He didn't give you his picks, did he? Okay.
Nah, add them later.
All right. Next game, the 5-2 Bucks at the 1-6 Saints. The Bucks are giving up 5.5 in this game. The predictor likes the Bucks at 67%. I also like a bounce back for the Bucks on this particular game. Rattler has been playing decent. They've been competitive, but I just don't see them beating the Bucks. So give me the Buccaneers. Herman, who you got?
Come on. You think I'm going to pick the Saints? Give me
Yes.
the Bucks. Give me
Hey,
the
man,
Bucks
your boy
all
ain't been
the
doing
way.
as bad as you tried to make him.
He's bad.
He ain't
He's
been doing
bad.
as bad as you have.
He's terrible.
He's actually had Spencer Rattler looking okay.
He's one.
Yeah.
So he's
Yeah.
So he's bad.
Marcus,
I
who you
mean-
got?
I'm going to take the Bucks. I think it's gonna be a close game. But yeah, I think the Bucks will bounce back. They ain't got no receivers, but this overall still a better team. So I'm taking the Bucks.
Yeah, defense alone should win this game.
Yeah, and then of course,
All right.
Moore's going to do something stupid.
All right, next game we got is an NFC.
Hold
East
on.
battle.
Hold on. Kay is lone wolfing. That means she got to wear the hat next week.
Yeah, come on the show. That's a bold prediction there, Kay. You'll probably regret that
Real bold.
one.
You got to wear this hat next week, Kay.
All right, the next game we're going to talk about are the 2-5 New York Giants against the 5-2 Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are giving up 7.5 in this game. The predictor also likes the Eagles big. They like them at 63%. Herman, you going with the G-Men?
Nah, Eagles are at home. This will not be no 7-point spread though. This will be a close game, but I can't do it. I can't pick the Giants. Give me the Eagles.
Marcus, I know you like them Giants.
Let me tell you something. I should have picked. I wanted to pick the Giants 2 weeks ago, but my heart told me to go with the Eagles. I'm picking the Giants. Okay, Scatterboo and Dart. They're going to win a second time this season against the Eagles in the Eagles' house. It's going to be a great game. Scatterboo going to run over some dudes. Jackson Dart. They're going to be doing a little dance. It's going to be great.
In Philly. Okay.
That's right. I'm
Now,
picking
Herman,
the G-Men in Philly.
Herman, could you remind him of his story that he read?
I think he
at the
totally
beginning of
forgot
this show?
that the greatest quarterback of all time is back now. Remember, after
The
one
MVP.
game, right?
And,
After one
but
game.
Scatterboo are going to beat the Eagles at home. No,
Yep.
Yeah.
They
no,
are.
sir. I hate to say it, die Eagles die, but we will get this done. So,
That's only if Mark doesn't pick the Giants.
that's what I was like. I was like,
Giants.
so how does this work?
I
All
guess
right,
you
next
just
game we're going
don't.
to talk about are the two.
Hmm?
Say what?
No,
No, I guess you just don't really lone wolf this week.
Okay. Okay. All right. The 2-5 Cleveland Browns at the 5-2 New England Patriots. The New England Patriots are giving up 7.5 in this game. And the predictor loves the Patriots even more than the Eagles at 68%. I'm kind of liking the Patriots too. I'm going to go with the Pats on this one. Marcus, who you got?
it ain't no kind of like. I like the Patriots. So I'm going with the Patriots.
Herman.
I'm rolling with the Browns.
What?
You're a liar.
You a liar?
I'm so
You trying to be
serious.
funny?
I'm not trying to be funny. I'm going with the Browns.
You trying to wear the hat? That's what you trying to
No,
do.
No,
I'm
he
not
ain't
trying to
trying
wear
because
that.
he just said you don't gotta wear the hat, so he can
I mean-
he can do this BS.
I'll wear it if y'all want. I'll lone wolf if Mark doesn't pick it. I'll lone wolf. It's no big deal to me. But I just think that the Browns are going to get the Patriots. I'm not convinced by the Patriots at all.
You are a serious hater.
Go ahead, man. Get him the music. He think it's Halloween. He won't be a lone wolf.
That's
All
weird.
right. Next game we're going to talk about are the 4-1-1 Packers at the 4-2 Steelers. Now the Packers are giving up 3.5 in this particular game, and the predictor loves the Packers even more. Well, actually, they don't love them anymore. They just love them 55%. Herman, who do you like?
Oh, this is a tough one here. And you said predictor is at 55%. That's just like almost a split.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna go with the Steelers just because they're the home team. But I think the Packers are gonna get them, but I'm gonna pick the Steelers.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Packers on this one, even though Love didn't look good last week at all. They didn't win, but he was not he wasn't efficient at all. The offense just didn't look like it was a flow, but I think they get back on track with the Steelers. Give me the Packers. Marcus, who you got?
I'm taking the Steelers. I think they're gonna pull it out. Aaron Rodgers' his old team. I think they're gonna pull it out. Going Steelers.
All right.
And that's it. My final thoughts of the day.
No, that's
What?
not it.
Oh no, we definitely have
First
one
of
more
all-
game to pick.
First of all, if I could have my lone wolf music, sir.
That's assuming Marcus gonna pick the Steelers.
Yeah, but he probably is.
Yeah, so
I don't know. Marcus superstitious. He may just pick them just so that in case they win, it's like a win-win.
Yeah, final thoughts. Let's go. Final thoughts.
Final game. The 3-4 Commanders at the 4-3 Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs, when I did this, are giving up 9.5, but with the mention of the quarterback for the Commanders not playing, it may be a little higher. Predictor loves the Chiefs at 70% on this one. On this one, I'm also going to go with the Chiefs. I think that it's going to be tough without Jaden. If the Commanders run the
Hey, man,
ball,
we only have a whole lot of commentary, bro. We don't know what we know what's gonna do.
and keep Mahomes off the field, but Mahomes, and he got his weapons back. It's going to be tough. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. Herman, who you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. I think that the Commanders are actually gonna play a little bit better this week though, because Mariota, Jaden was off last week before he got hurt. He didn't look that good. I got to see that live too, by the way. I was live. I was in the house there. I saw that. But I think with a full week of practice, because Mariota has surprised us before, but they can't keep up with the Chiefs. So, and it's an Arrowhead. Yeah, definitely give me the Chiefs.
Marcus, did the Commanders pull it out?
Chiefs. Move on. Chiefs. Move on.
The Chiefs. I don't want to discuss that.
Why do you think the Chiefs would beat the Commanders? You don't think the Commanders have a chance at all?
Well, we only talking about. Let's just move on.
You're probably getting Debo and Terry McLaurin back next week, maybe.
We only talking about.
Yeah.
So Chiefs. I said Chiefs.
All right. Well, don't be excited or happy if y'all win, okay? Because you're doom and gloom right now.
Did I mention I was there
All
last
right.
week?
So
You missed it.
go ahead.
You missed it.
All right, let's go ahead with our final thoughts, and then we'll get out of here. Anybody got something?
Yeah, I give
Anybody?
my final. I give one.
Bueller.
I give one.
Bueller.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Watching the Commanders lose
ahead.
in person is even better than watching on TV.
And you make a friend.
Yeah, and I made a friend too. He left early, but I made a friend. So Marcus.
Oh man.
Right.
Marcus, you got a final thought?
I go last. What's your final thought?
Huh?
I go last. So what's your final thought?
I don't know. I don't have one. I'm sorry.
No. Well, my final thought.
I'm glad to be back.
Well, that's my final thought. Glad to have you back.
Yes, glad to have you back.
So before we get out of here, I want to encourage everyone to like, share, subscribe, especially watching on YouTube. You can catch us on Facebook and our Facebook group, The Layer Game, on X at The Layer Game 3, on Instagram at The Official Layer Game, and on TikTok at The Layer Game 91. You can also catch us on the Aboriginal Sports Network. Going over there and check those guys out. We broadcast over there at the same time we broadcast here. So we will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Peace. We out.
Peace.